Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to connect API Gateway to AWS Lambda completely from scratch. So we're going to start completely fresh from an empty directory and write out all this stuff ourselves. By the end of it, what we have is, so right here is a link to API Gateway. And if we run this, what it's returning is our Lambda code. So this is going through API Gateway, contacting the Lambda, and what it's returning is this here. I'm also going to show you a handy way to make changes. So right now we have hello world, how are you? Now I'm going to say hello world, what a lovely day. And now let's say I wanted Terraform to automatically pick up these changes. I'll show you how to set up so it does that. So I'm just applying right now or deploying these changes to a Lambda. We can see one change. It says hello world, how are you? But now we should see this change reflected. We refresh the page and that's what we get. So hello world, lovely day. I'm going to show you how to do all this completely from scratch. Before I get started, if you like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my software and courses in the description. And also make sure to follow me on Medium, link in the description. So let's start coding this project. And to start, I'm just going to have a directory with a Lambda folder and a Terraform folder where every single file is empty. So right now index.js is empty. And inside our Terraform, we have 4 main files here. And each one of them listed here are also empty. And now before I start getting into the code, let me just give a very quick architecture review, which is very simple. Essentially, we'll just have our client sending an HTTP request to API Gateway. The API Gateway will forward this as an event containing the request data, which we can then handle with our Lambda. And then we format a JSON response in a specific way that API Gateway requires. And we return that, which will go back to API Gateway, which will format for HTTP and send the response back to the client. So essentially, API Gateway acts as the front door that handles HTTP requests, and then it securely forwards them to your Lambda. So let's start out by just coding our Lambda function logic. And this will be very simple. All we are going to do is just have export a handler function, which will log out this event, and it'll log it out to CloudWatch, which we will see how that's set up. And then we just return this format to API Gateway. And it's important that we specify this as the format. So more in depth, so this right here, handler, so this is the entry point for the Lambda function, which is invoked by AWS. And we have this event argument right here, which contains request details. So say the HTTP method, path, headers, query parameters, and also the body. And then we have our return object. And the format here is important. So it must include a status code in this spelled just like this. Also headers, and then a body tag. And this is for an API. This is specifically for API Gateway response. And note that there's also a context object, which you often see. So it'll be something like context right here. Maybe some people just do CTX like this. And this is just, this is another object that Lambda provides, and it essentially provides metadata about the Lambda execution environment. So essentially just metadata, where this is the event that you usually do a bit more work with. And after we have this up and running, or we have this coded, all I'm going to do is just a simple command. I'm going to go into our Lambda directory where we have this index file. And I'm just going to zip it up, and I'm going to put it at the top level. So I'm going to do, and I forgot to specify the file. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to zip. The location will be at the top level called lambda.zip. And we're zipping up this index.js file. And then we'll package this up and deploy it into our Lambda. But that's all there really is with the Lambda. So the majority of this is going to be setting up infrastructure with Terraform. And so the first thing I'm going to work on is our providers file. And for this, I'm just going to paste in all of this right here. So first, we're going to configure our Terraform and AWS provider. Right here is saying we're ensuring Terraform version compatibility. So we're saying if you're running this, you must be using Terraform version 1.5.0 or greater. And then we have our providers. And of course, our provider is going to be AWS. So we're working with API Gateway, AWS Lambda. For this, our source is going to be the official AWS source, which is the HashiCorp AWS. And the version, we're going to want a version of 6.0. And then finally, for actually configuring our provider, we're going to specify 2 things here. We're going to specify the region, which will be the region that everything is deployed in. Then we're going to specify the profile, which will be the profile that we will spin up this infrastructure with. Note the profile is often stored inside the folder. It'll be something like .aws-credentials. But for this, I actually don't have my profile specified inside this folder, so I'm just going to place it directly in here. And now next, let's just create some variables. Let's create these variables, so the region and the profile, and we're going to place them inside variables right here. I'm just going to set my region to EUS2, which is London, And my profile will be Terraform, which is an AWS profile I've created in the AWS console, and it's the profile I use to spin up all my infrastructure. And so now we can start working with the fun stuff. So we're going to start creating our API gateway. Specifically, we're going to be creating API gateway version 2. So there's a version 1 and a version 2. And let me paste in the code for working with version 2 right here. And once again, remember the HTTP API gateway is basically the entry point for our Lambda function. An API gateway version 2, what it is, it's just an AWS service that allows us to create and deploy HTTP APIs. Specifically, it lets us route HTTP requests to Lambda functions, handle authorization, and manage states and deployments easily. So you can add authentication with AWS Cognito, which will work essentially right out of the box with API Gateway. You can do all sorts of other stuff like that. And so protocol type right here, we have HTTP. I believe another one you can specify is WebSocket, for example. But of course, for this, we're just going to be using HTTP. And now let's work on our Lambda integration. So what we want to do is basically have a way to integrate our Lambda with the HTTP gateway. And we do this we do a resource called API Gateway version 2 integration. And we're doing this with something called the AWS proxy integration. And what this does right here is it essentially allows the gateway to forward the full client request directly to a Lambda function and return the Lambda's response back to the client with minimal transformation. So it essentially forwards everything to the Lambda from the request. And so this is pretty convenient because the Lambda function receives the entire request payload, including headers, query parameters, path parameters, and the body, things like that, which basically gives you full control over processing and response formatting. And then we have our integration URI, which is basically the ARN of the Lambda, so resource identifier essentially. And then our payload format version, which is 2.0, which is just essentially specifying the format of the payload. I believe, of course, there's version 1.0, but we're using the more modern 2. Next, we're just going to define an API route. So I'm just going to be calling it AWS API Gateway version 2 route. So that's the resource. We're just going to call it Lambda route. We can see our route key right here. It's just going to be a GET request to the root path. So root key, what it expects is the HTTP method and the path. So our HTTP method is GET, and the path is just going to be the root. And then we have our target key right here, which basically connects the route to the Lambda integration. And so in API Gateway version 2, when you define a route, the target expects a string in the form of integrations, and then after that, the integration ID. And that's why we have this hard-coded string right here, integrations, because it's just needed under the hood. And then for our integration ID, we're going to have our API Gateway integration, which is called Lambda integration, and then its ID. So this right here connects it to this API Gateway integration, and of course, the API Gateway. And after we've done that, we need to create something called a API Gateway stage. So I'll paste it in below here. So the resource is AWS API Gateway version 2 stage. And basically a stage in API Gateway is just a deployment environment for our API. And specifically what it really is it's just whatever you provide here will be tagged on to the URL. So say your Lambda or API Gateway is running at WittCode.com. If you have the stage set here and name to be something like dev, then it'll append dev right here. Or if you have it to be prod, it'll be something like prod. And that's what this is for. But we're just going to be using default right here, which essentially means we're not going to have any stage name there, anything appended to the URL. It's just going to be the URL that we provide. But another way to think of an API stage is just think of it like a snapshot of our API configuration, and specifically a snapshot that can be accessed at a unique URL. So you could also set this to say version 1, which is a snapshot of it at version 1, or version 2, and so on like that. And default stage, once again, basically just means no stage name, essentially. And we're also going to enable automatic deployment. So instead of manually having to click a button to deploy our API gateway, we're just going to be having it deploy automatically, which maybe in production you'll want to have more of a manual process for that. Definitely up to you. But next thing we need to do is something called, or we need to add some permissions, because we can't just have our API gateway and Lambda talk to each other without any kind of permissions. And so we do this with something called AWS Lambda permission, and we want it to be able to allow the API gateway to invoke our Lambda. So we need to give our API gateway permission to invoke the Lambda function, because it can't just do that out of the box. Specifically, what we also provide here is a source ARN, which means restrict it to this API. And what's interesting here is you'll see 2 stars over here, where the first one is the stage. So this basically means any stage. And then the second one is the method. So that would be any method. So, or HTTP method. So get, post, something along those lines. So this basically means for everything, allow our API gateway to invoke our Lambda function. We can see the action invoke. And the statement is specifically, we're going to allow an API gateway to invoke it. But now there's one more step we need to do with permissions. And this is something that, so what I just pasted in is just these two right here. And this is something that actually trips up a lot of people new to AWS. And what that is we need to create something called an IAM role. So we need to create a role for our Lambda as well as a permission. And this is because in AWS, Lambda functions cannot execute on their own. What they need is an IAM role that grants them permissions to interact with AWS services. So like logging to CloudWatch or things like that. And so this block right here, what it does, or these two together, is it does two things. So first we create an IAM role. And this is a role is basically something that is assumed. So think of it as like a hat with a job. So what your role is the hat that you're putting on. And in this, we're setting a role that the Lambda can assume, specifically assume when it runs. And then what we have to do is we also have to attach a policy. And this policy is just basic Lambda execution permissions, which allows it to write to CloudWatch and things like that. So in short, the role is the identity and the policy defines what the identity is allowed to do. So when the Lambda function runs, it automatically assumes this role and gains the permissions that are attached to this role. So we have our role right here, which is the policy attachment, and then we attach the policy. And this right here, assume role policy, is a JSON policy that defines who can assume the role. So here we're saying that only the Lambda service can assume this role. The role is allow, and then we attach this to our policy attachment, or link them essentially. And now we're almost done here. Finally, what we just need to do is create our Node.js Lambda function using our zipped code. So this is basically the final step. So what I pasted in is just these two right here, where we're just going to create a Lambda called myLambda, with the runtime being Node version 20, our index handler, which is this index.js file, which is why it's index, and then handler, which is what we're exporting, so the function handler. And then we attach a role, so our Lambda can assume this role, and the file name is lambda.zip. And something else that's important to mention is right here we have something called filebase64, which is basically just hashing this zip file, so our zip file we created here, to determine if there are any code changes. So this means that if we say make some changes in this file, the hash will change, and then when we run our code here, this function will detect that there were changes, and it'll show up in our Terraform output, and also show that we can deploy this new code to our Lambda. So this is just a handy little trick that you can, automate things in a way. And then finally, let's just declare some outputs. So these, of course, will be things that Terraform will output to our terminal. And what we want to output is just our API gateway endpoint so that we can access it without having to go into the console or AWS console and look for it. So now we're basically good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our Terraform directory. And first we need to do is initialize our project. So we need to install our providers, plugins, all that sorts of stuff. So we can see we're installing AWS. And we can see we have our lock file now, our .terraform folder, all this stuff. So we have been initialized. Now let's apply these changes. I'm going to do apply and then auto approve, just so I don't have to click yes, essentially. And so if I just run this, let's fingers crossed everything works. And what we have is no file or directory. And so that's because this is at the top level. So I'm just going to move this into our Terraform directory. And let's try running this again. And so we've got 8 resources to add right here. That might take a little bit of time if it's the first time spinning this stuff up. Sweet, so everything's been applied. We can see our 8 resources. And now the cool thing is we can see our API gateway invoke URL. And now we can check if everything worked. So let's click on this. And if we look, here is our URL. Let me just zoom in. And we can see it's worked. So it said hello world, which of course is this JSON that we are sending here. Let's change this now to hello world. How are you? And if we run Terraform apply auto approve again, what it'll do is, because we've changed this, it'll detect, or actually we didn't zip up our file again. So what I need to do actually is let's go into our Lambda. Let's rezip this. So we've done that. And now I'm going to delete this again, and let's move this back into here. And I'll just show you now how that these changes should be reflected now, because we have this source thing. So we can see it right here. It's saying 1 to change, which will be because of this source code hash. And it's changed that. So now if we're back here, when it says hello world, if we refresh it again, we can see our updates. So it's invoking our Lambda, and we've got those new updates going. This is how you connect Lambda to API Gateway. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my software and courses in the description. Take it easy.